Let's see what we got. Something to kill a little bit of time. Thinking. Update that. So recently Bungie announced the new marathon and everyone's hating it. How could you blame them?
Tube shows green. Cycle complete.
Sorry for the quick thaw, Master Chief. Things are a little hectic right now. The disorientation should pass quickly.
Welcome back, sir. We'll have you battle-ready stat.
Chief, please look around the room. I need to get a calibration reading for your battlesuit's diagnostics. Good. Thank you, sir.
I'm bringing your health monitors online, sir.
Vital signs look normal. No freezer burn. Okay, sir. Go ahead and climb out of the cryotube. I gave you a double dose of the wake-up stim. Take a quick walk around the cryo bay and join me at the optical diagnostic station when you're ready. I know the ordnance techs usually take care of your targeting sensors, but we're short of time, Chief. Just look at each of the flashing panels to target them. When you lock on, it'll change color. Okay, that looks good.
Sir, I'm getting some calibration errors. I'm going to invert your looking pitch, so you can see if you'd like it better that way. Try targeting the flashing lights again. Is that better, or should I switch it back? Okay, I'll leave the pitch inverted, but if you want, you can change it yourself later. I'm ready for the energy shield test now.
Please follow me to the energy shield test station.
Fire teams, report to
Ready, beat you to it.
Alpha through Sierra. Sensors show inbound Covenant boarding craft. Stand by to repel boarders.
Okay, bring his energy shields online, please.
All right, shields read as fully charged.
Okay, sir. Bring them down to test the automatic recharge.
Recharging normally. You're showing green across the board.
Bridge to Cryo 2, this is Captain Key. Send the Master Chief to the bridge immediately.
Captain, we'll have to skip the weapons diagnostics and
On the double, crewman.
Aye, aye, sir. The skipper seems jumpy. We'd better get moving. We'll find you weapons later.
Okay, I'll leave the self-diagnostics running. Oh God, they're trying to get through the door! Cryo 2! Please, Dad!
Sam! Sam! Come on, we've got to get the hell out of here. This way! I'm a cowardly fool!
They're right behind us! Wait for me! Eat that, fool!
Sir, the captain needs you on the bridge ASAP. Better follow me.
You can't hide from me!
Get clear, Chief! Help me!
Captain Keyes.
Good to see you, Master Chief. Things aren't going well. Cortana did her best, but we never really had a chance.
A dozen Covenant superior battleships against a single Halcyon-class cruiser. With those odds, I'm content with 3. Make that 4 kills. Sleep well?
No thanks to your driving, yes.
So you did miss me.
Report!
It must have been one of their boarding parties. I'd guess an antimatter charge.
Ma'am! Fire control for the main cannon is offline!
Captain, the cannon was my last offensive option.
All right, then. I'm initiating Cold Protocol Article 2. We're abandoning the Autumn. That means you too, Cortana.
While you do what? Go down with the ship?
In a manner of speaking. The object we found, I'm gonna try and land the Autumn on it.
With all due respect, sir, this war has enough dead heroes.
I appreciate your concern, Cortana, but it's not up to me. Protocol is clear. Destruction or capture of a shipboard AI is absolutely unacceptable, and that means you're leaving ship. Lock in a selection of emergency landing zones, upload them to my neural lace, and then sort yourself for a heart transfer.
Aye, aye, sir.
Which is where you come in, Chief. Get Cortana off this ship. Keep her safe from the enemy. If they capture her, they'll learn everything. Force deployment, weapons research. Earth.
I understand.
The Autumn will continue evasive maneuvers until you initiate a landing sequence. Not that you'll listen, but I'd suggest letting my subroutines handle the final approach.
Excellent work, Cortana. Thank you. Are you ready?
Yank me.
Good luck, Master Chief.
Your architecture isn't much different from the Autumn's.
Don't get any funny ideas.
I don't keep it loaded, son. You'll have to find ammo as you go.
Those droids could use some help, Chief. Do what you do best.
I'm hit! Hey!
What the? Let's dance, guys! Come on!
Let's see him. That bird! Watch it!
Oh, my fault. Ow! Bird!
Move, you knucklehead!
Try that on! Stop!
Get clear!
You see him? I lost him.
Damn, lost him!
We're everywhere!
Combat teams on deck 7.
The cavalry has arrived!
What the hell? Did something just hit us?
Move it! Back to the airlock! Watch it!
Crap! Oh! Ah, the bird! Keep it up!
Hold your fire! Let's find it.
They're using our lifeboat airlocks to attach their boarding craft. We go out and they come in. Bastards.
Lost contact! Not over here! Good one! Firing! Right on!
This game is loud. Turn that down. Jesus. Oh, never mind, just the audio itself.
That's the way you do it, yeah!
On the landing above us.
Yeah, man!
Yeah, we'll quit. The audio is really clipping. Alright. Let's get Fortnite started. Yeah, the audio is clipping a lot in there, and I'm not going to do that. It shows you how bad analog audio was back in the day. It really does show. Oh, man. Yeah, I think the season started out okay, but it just got worse since the spring break. Six. They're about to shut it down. 6 a.m. Eastern. That means 3 a.m. today. Oh, well, let's watch some videos. Fuck it. Just, I'm just going to close it out. I'll update it in the morning. Let's see. What can we do? You know what? I got a phone we can watch. Where's the Ninja one? That's the one I want to see. Oh, God. I knew this was a scam when I saw the ad for this.
Today's spot. Everybody keeps saying, Drew, you can't restock your merch. You don't know how. You're too stupid. But guess what, loser? I figured it out. And now you can buy more shirts at drewgoodshop.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of my braless wife bringing me a sandwich I didn't ask for. So I made a Twitch account in 2018 with the intention of streaming regularly, and in the 4 years since, I have streamed one. I keep telling myself I'll go back to it, but as with everything else in life, I remember it's just so much easier not to, so I don't. But today, that all changes, thanks to the help of one man, Tyler Ninja Blevins. If you don't know who Ninja is, he's sort of the Michael Jordan of having blue hair. If you do know who Ninja is, you probably expected me to say he's the Michael Jordan of Twitch streaming, but that would imply that he's one of the very best at it. I don't know if that's true. I think a bit.
To be fair, I'll say right now, I don't think Ninja's that good at streaming. He just, got lucky. That's basically it. We're seeing evidence of that now. He's not that good of a streamer, and you're going to find out why in this video.
At this point, there are tons of people doing an equal or better job of representing how fun and exciting Twitch can be. Ninja might just be the only streamer that, like, your grandma has heard of because she saw him on Ellen. Since there's such a large portion of the general population that had no idea what a Fortnite stream was when their kids told them it was their new favorite thing to watch, I think someone had to be anointed as, like, the face of it. And Ninja is a high-energy guy. He's very good at video games. He made himself super marketable, and he used to stream all the time, which made him constantly accessible. He was the right dude in the right moment, playing the right game, and to his credit, he totally embraced it. Not everyone in that position would have said yes to as many things as he did. Sometimes it's actually okay not to do everything that's offered to you because,
To be fair, he did kind of market himself really well, but he didn't know when to stop. That was the problem.
Never know when you might end up unsuccessfully trying to cheer up a bunch of cold, wet New Yorkers by flossing like your life depends on it.
I'm not seeing enough movement!
As far as I can tell, Ninja is just a guy who got way more famous than he ever needed to be. And apart from his weird creator beefs and notoriously bizarre tweets, I don't really have too strong of an opinion about him at this point in my life. Anyway, all of that brings us up to a few months ago.
Before he gets into this topic, Ninja's full of shit. When people say it's just a game, it is just a game. Because when you treat it as a game, you have fun. When you take it too seriously, you end up like him.
March 2022, Ninja launches his exclusive masterclass. With years of clicking and yelling now under his belt, Tyler is finally ready to share the secrets that led him to the top for the...
When this ad showed up, I immediately called bullshit. I was like, this is gonna suck. If this is any good, I'll be surprised.
The low price of one annual membership to masterclass.com. For the record, this is a 1-month class, but in order to take it, you have to be subscribed to the website for an entire year, which will cost you $180. A small price to pay once you find out they have classes from both Clintons. So you already know the drill. I'm going to sign up for this class, and I'm going to regret it. Full disclosure, I signed up for this already. I'm filming this intro after the fact. Can someone tell me why the fuck I bought the Duo version? Did I think I was gonna be watching him on 2 devices at the same time? What would that even accomplish for me? So anyway, I spent $240 on this class. Most people will choose to spend a little bit less.
Like nothing.
One of the first things he gives you at the start of the class is a PDF document with all sorts of gaming and streaming lingo. I cannot overstate how helpful this glossary is. There are some extremely advanced terms on here that would have thrown me for a loop had I heard them casually used throughout one of the courses. You know, things like keyboard, YouTube, mouse. Apparently that's the thing that you click with, but
if you don't know what that shit is, you threw your money away already.
I don't know. I'm still new to this. The true beginning of this class is a section that has equipment for all different budgets, links on where to buy everything, and honestly, that's a pretty valuable resource to have all in one place. But I can't help but laugh whenever he says something like this.
You only need one monitor if you can afford more than one, then that is definitely recommended. But if you can't afford 2 monitors...
If you can't afford a second monitor because I made you spend the cost of one on this class, then you know what?
I'll tell you what I recommend right off the bat. Get a budget laptop for your streaming PC and then get another computer for your main computer. Doesn't matter how powerful that one is, have them separate, get a capture card. Capture cards are dirt cheap nowadays. You don't even have to get that expensive. I have a $100 one that I got for $70 because it's on sale. But you really don't need that much anymore. In terms of a mic, you don't need this for a mic. I mean, you can get one of these. Or better, you can get a cheap headset mic. Like Logitech has got one with good speakers. Not this, but another one I got. It's wired, it works. You know, so you can actually do it for really, really dirt cheap nowadays. As long as you plan on playing games that require that setup. You don't need that much power to do all this stuff anymore.
What? That's on me. That's my bad. Sorry about that. That's kind of the irony of this whole section.
I recommend that you spend a good amount of money on your gaming PC.
Relative
No, he's full of shit.
to other hobbies, streaming can be very expensive to start out. Even the lowest end computer that he recommends is about $1,000. And you still have to buy a microphone, a webcam, a mouse.
You could buy a mini PC, I think even back then, for like $200. And it won't play Fortnite, at least I don't think it will. But at least play some good indie games you like to play. Nah, this is really all you need.
Mouse and keyboard, 2 things we just learned about earlier. He really tries to stress how every dollar is so important when you're starting out. So it's like, I don't know, maybe save 180 of them for equipment and then just watch an OBS YouTube tutorial for free. Speaking of which, I love this line.
It's plug and play for a reason. It may seem a little scary, but it's not. There's tutorials everywhere on the internet.
Ninja, I don't know if you know this. You're filming a tutorial. Don't outsource the work to someone else. Just tell me how to do these things while I'm here in the class that you're teaching.
In this second clip,
I never would have said that shit. If I was doing this, I would have been like, okay, this, and this. That's all you need. Focus on that. You're good to go. That's it. And when you stream a game, have fun streaming it. In other words, don't be like me.
you will already immediately see the evolution of my streaming personality.
What's going on, guys?
It's so funny to hear him describe the things that he does well in like an analytical way.
Okay, here we go. See, now it's okay. We're on a good lead.
You can see I'm wearing my hat. I'm clearly doing a funny voice.
And obviously you probably noticed as well that I will often make silly faces. So sometimes I'll do one of these, you know, or maybe I'll hit him with one of these. And that's just one of those funny ass.
We're going to do one of these. It's all the same.
Things you can do.
And, you know, of course, it's entertaining to watch.
This makes me laugh, and laugh so hard.
This next clip I'm going to show you is kind of me evolving a little bit as a content creator.
Hello, everybody.
What do you guys notice that has changed?
They're more full of shit.
My background has changed. I had a better chair.
Okay, so evolving as a creator means buying a more expensive chair.
My lights.
Okay. This is my chair. $300. Okay, I only bought this so I could sit down longer. This is my background. You can't buy these, by the way. You have to build them. But, you know, he's a little right. Although, to be fair, I'm going to counter this a little bit. This chair, $30 at Walmart. That's one of the best chairs I've ever used. Yeah, they finally brought that back after a couple of years. Thank God. Okay, back to this shit.
Setup was totally different, way more appealing.
All right, well, I thought maybe he was going to talk a little bit more about like evolving your personality, but it seems like his advice is just to, spend more money on the wall behind you. Hey, he's the master, and this is his class.
Things in the background were more appealing. You have the gaming fridge, of course, with the energy drinks and...
Don't buy a gaming fridge. For the love of God, don't. Just, that might be his thing, but don't do it. I got a mini fridge in the back too, but I never show that. Why? Because it's all black. You can't see anyway. Number two, I only use it for like when I put cold drinks in there and stuff.
In there, that's always fun to look at.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun looking at that fridge.
Hey man, we're gonna go wear suits to the new Minions movie. You trying to come?
No can do, big guy. I have got my day filled.
Oh, wow. That fridge is really fun to look at.
I know.
In the very first one, it was just my full screen webcam. The next one, I was reacting to a clip that I had, and, I was wearing a hat.
All right, there we go. If you want to get better at streaming, put on a hat. That's probably why my friend Chris...
Oh, but I forgot. I got to put my hat on. Hold on. Okay, I wore the hat. Let's go.
Chris is so good at streaming. That dude has so many hats.
My headphones were upgraded. The my hair was blue.
Now we're getting somewhere. These are actionable steps. Where...
Okay, so you better headphones. We got that. And we need blue hair. That shit don't look good on me.
Wear a funny hat and dye your hair. Fuck. If you're like me and you're not exactly sure why that matters so much, he does actually have some pretty insightful commentary about it.
People really wanted me to always have my hair blue, and it just became a part of my brand. There are a couple of categories.
Oh. Okay, I guess that's it. Absolutely great editing there. Gotta love the cut right as he's opening his mouth to say more. I couldn't believe, actually, how many times he mentions his blue hair in this class.
Okay, so we have Ninja blue hair, right? I dyed my hair blue, and everyone thought, okay, now blue-haired person, me dyeing my hair blue, and the hair, my hair was blue.
It's almost like he's convinced himself that one of the secrets to his success is that he dyed his hair a funny color. Well, since it seems to be such an integral part of his brand, maybe we should check in on a stream now and see how it looks.
Listen, just know that I will
Holy shit, it's not blue. That means it didn't work.
set my alarm at 5 a.m. so I can see all of your guys' morning wood.
I forgot to look at his hair. I think most people's experience with this class will be that it's very front-loaded with content. He's got a little over an hour about the basics of what you need to just hit the go live button. And then the next section is 23 minutes long. He starts flying through these short lessons that are like, practice the game that you like. And also don't stream too much, but don't not stream too much.
Good luck.
He even spends 2 of these very crucial minutes just rambling on about one specific Dead by Daylight trick he saw once. And it's like, dude, could you have written something down for this?
It's called like a 360.
Why does it seem like half the class is him going, oh shit, what else?
And then you just do it.
No scopes. No scopes are cool. So, you could do one of those. Before you...
So let's just play classic Doom. No scope the whole game. Because there is no scopes.
Even have time to process anything that he said in section 2. We're already breezing right into section 3, which is less than 23 minutes long. It's so visibly short at first glance that they had to pad it out by copying and pasting 2 lessons from the previous section. Share your streams with the community and engage with each other. And now, do it again.
Listen to your chat. The next time they come in, if they say something about their dog, maybe their dog isn't feeling well, and they come in the next day and you're just like, hey, Jack, what's up, buddy? How's your dog, man? You probably just secured that viewer for life.
Hey, Chad, how's your dog? Oh, wow, that's great. Well, some of you don't have a dog. Well, fucking get one, okay?
Ask people if their dog is sick. He's got a section about how to deal with trolls, which is definitely something to be wary of if you're going to be doing anything in a live setting.
Here's what I say about dealing with trolls. Don't. Just don't. Ever. you want to crack a joke, but just don't. Because here's the thing. There's too many problems why you don't want to deal with trolls. Number one, eggs them on. You don't want to do that. Number two, some of them use their your feedback on stream. If you say their name, you already lost. You don't want to say their name. Because if you say their name, you get mad at them or whatever, they're going to clip that, they're going to put that on their YouTube channel or streams, make it seem like you know them. When in reality, you don't. So, just don't interact with trolls, period. Whatever the fuck he says is going to be fucking stupid.
I love that this is the only example of an insult that he could come up with on the spot.
Like, if someone says, hey, Ninja, your hair is looking really blue today, kind of weird. I'd be like, yeah, that is kind of weird.
Dude had one thing on his mind that day.
Blue hair.
I really liked when he went on...
Hey, Dan, you're going bald. No shit. Nice to see you. Oh, my dick hasn't gotten any smaller, so hey, I win that one.
This long explanation of how to ban people and specifically described each and everything to do, but they never showed his screen. I mean, you can kind of see it in this shot, but it's a little blurry. Oh, here, now they're going to show it.
So this user, I'm going to demonstrate how to ban and unban them. It is literally as simple as pressing 2 buttons. So you have their username, you click ban,
Ninja,
and you simply just unban.
I can't see what you're doing, buddy. This happens
I'll show you. So you go to Twitch dashboard, and let's say there's a lot of unknown ones. Let's just say this person. Okay. You can invite, whisper, all that stuff. And I believe, where's the ban option? Oh, it has to be in the streams too. And I guess I can't. Oh well. But basically what happens is you go in here, you click on their name. Let's say this. And you can ban them one way or another. Well, that's stream elements, I guess. Oh, here they are. There we go. There's the ban option. It's right there. You just click that, you ban them. I'm not going to ban stream elements. That's what I use for mine, but hey. There you go. That fucking easy.
Multiple times. It kind of makes me think that they just forgot to record his screen while he was doing this section, and instead of attempting to recreate that B-roll, they just gave up and put nothing there. It's so bad. That's not even Tyler's fault, but it does show a general lack of caring from everyone involved. There are times where the crew is either pranking Tyler with the editing or they just don't give a shit. This is a real clip from the masterclass.
Takis. Gaming is intense, but Takis are seriously intense. And
that's not the original commercial. He doesn't shit and fart in the actual ad.
Call out your regulars and loyal viewers. They'll keep coming back.
Well, as I go with spicy chips as Doritos, that's it. I'm not going further than that.
What up, this? How you doing, bro? Fufo, I think that's your one sub.
Make sure to always talk to your chat. After all, they're your friends. Welcome back, Dick Lord. Thanks for the 6 months. How's your dog doing, by the way? You don't have a then get one so I can talk to you.
You now have a lot of pressure on you to set good examples. It is going to be up to you to instill good morals, or the morals that you have, into your audience. Not promote harassment and not promote, being negative.
You're trash. You're awful. You're so stupid.
And just when I thought some of his advice was starting to dip in quality, he drops this.
This is why I don't like Ninja, because he's Mr. Two-Face. He really fucking is.
Banger.
I have a Fortnite skin. It is no surprise that the best titles can grab potential viewers who are scrolling through channels.
Yeah, so, if you want to get a lot of views on a video, just get Fortnite to make you a skin and put you in the item shop.
I know this will never happen, but if they ever give me an option to make a skin for the game, it'd be just one skin, that be it, not a set. And it'd be a damn good looking skin, because I know how to design stuff. Okay. That's just if I ever get a skin. It may never happen, but still, that'd be funny as hell if I actually did get one in there.
And then just tell people about it. Guaranteed millions of views, dude, and it works every time. You gotta try it. Actually, a lot of the final section of this class is about these like completely unattainable things you could do to get bigger.
I always expressed my personality in gaming, but wanted to break out and do other forms of media and entertainment to expand my audience.
Welcome to the Daily Show.
Thank you for having me.
Don't just...
How the fuck am I gonna end up on there? I'm gonna pull out the number of Jimmy Kimmel and say, hey, can I be on your fucking show? Thanks, appreciate it. He would say no right off the fucking bat.
Be a streamer, go on TV.
I wanted to be known in Hollywood, so I went on shows like Ellen and The Tonight Show and The Masked Singer, and was eventually cast in movies like Free Guy.
Come on, get your name out there. Be in a movie. I know it sounds crazy, but it makes a big difference.
Collaborations are a great way to get more people to your stream, and it's very exciting for your viewers.
And of course, you...
Okay, the Drake thing, I can tell you right now, about Drake and Travis Scott, one of those guys was paid to be on his stream. They'll never admit to it because it was an Epic Games type of deal, or a 10-cent deal, but basically they paid one of those guys to be on his stream. That's the reason why he blew up as fast as he did. So I don't think Drake's even gone back to Fortnite, as far as I know. Travis Scott has, but not Drake. So, yeah.
Gotta play Fortnite with Drake.
It's like if Mariah Carey ended up on my stream. Like, number one, it will never happen. And number two, even if it does, like, people will call me out right out the bat with that shit.
You may think, I don't need to do that, but don't underestimate how big that could be for your career.
Starting out, you might not get to game with a celebrity.
But Ninja, you just said I could! Where stuck the landing a little bit with some solid marketing tips. The branding section at the end just annoyed me because of how unspecific everything is. It's basically just a long list of Tyler's accomplishments, most of which you're probably already aware of if you spent $200 to take a ninja class. He continually stresses the importance of branding, which I agree with, but doesn't give you any tangible steps on how to do it. And I don't expect this class to suddenly transition into a graphic design lesson, but you know, if this is Masterclass's definitive how to stream course, they could at least go into some detail about the basic stream assets that you need to make. Your subscriber emotes, your channel banner, your alerts, the screen that says starting soon or be right back, you know, all those things you can put in to make your stream unique to you. He barely even mentions any of those things. He's kind of just like, look at my logo. Isn't it a cool logo? Joke's on you. It's not even my fucking logo anymore. I made a worse one. Also, why even include a section about brand deals? This is a 30-day class.
When you start on stream, you're not gonna get a brand deal. I've been streaming for 5 fucking years. I never got a brand deal once. I get really low-level sponsors offers sometimes off some stream elements, but I just don't take them because they're games I don't play. I would put them on the stream, but I'm like, I'm not gonna get anything out of this. Why bother?
No one starting a stream from scratch is worried about doing a brand deal before they've even streamed for a month.
This is something that's going to be online forever and hopefully teaching people how to become amazing professional streamers for decades, for a millennia to come.
Yeah, dude. 1,000 years from now. 1,000 years from now. People are still going to be watching this class.
Voila.
I think that a good portion of the beginning of this course is helpful to someone who wants to start streaming.
There you go. How's it going? Yeah, I started streaming. I played Halo for about like 10, 15 minutes. So I boot up Fortnite. I was about to get into a match, and it says it's going to be down at 6 a.m. Eastern time. Check the time here, 3 a.m. 3 minutes after I started Fortnite. 3 minutes. I was like, okay, on the fucking videos.
Streaming and they have no idea what to do. But it is very clear to me that not nearly enough.
If you ever seen this is Drew Gooden. He's got some really great videos. This is him taking Ninja's master class. It's the funniest shit you'll ever see.
Care or attention was put into this for it to be worthy of the cost. Also, like, I don't think Ninja is just this undeniably affable guy. He's just really fucking good at Fortnite. And you can't teach someone to be as good as he is. You especially can't teach someone to be really good at a brand new game and be better than everyone else at it before they've all caught up to you. Because that was kind of the initial wave of the early days of Fortnite for him. So to be someone who...
I think it's like the 4th week in a row Fortnite's been down on Tuesday. They've had so many updates lately. Jesus. I think the game's broken by this point. Shit.
Already has a net worth of like $50 million. And then you charge all your most hardcore fans off the promise that maybe they'll be famous like you. It's bullshit, man. This sucks. What I did genuinely enjoy the most about this was the community aspect of it. Like I said, there's a point where Ninja kind of puts the burden on you to support each other's streams. But for the most part, people did. And that's cool because it's pretty easy to get selfish when you're starting something. And you're like, you know what? That's great. I see that you're streaming. I love that for you. But could someone watch my stream maybe? So it was cool to see people go out of their way to compliment someone's setup or answer a question that someone had. But it's funny to me that potentially the most valuable part of the class is the one part that Ninja has no involvement in.
There's so many cool people taking this class with all different kinds of content. I saw a Lego building stream. I saw a couple that streams at Disneyland.
But my favorite streamer by far was this kid, Plushy Orca.
If we don't get this dub, I'll eat a spoonful of mayonnaise. No spoonful of mayonnaise for me.
Tell me that that's not the most badass clip you've ever seen. To their credit, the class does have its own TA that goes around, interacting with people's posts, but it's never anything super specific to that person.
What's your favorite piece of decor? What's your favorite conversation piece? What's your favorite piece or prop? Are you working on building connections in other communities? Are you working on building connections in other communities? Tom, are you building connections? Let's go. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else?
And before you ask, the TA is not Ninja himself. Not that I would expect him to be, although it would be really funny if he was commenting on these in third person. No, the TA is a mysterious and unknown entity. One who's really only there to make the community section seem more valuable than it actually is. The one silver lining with this course, if you spent almost $200 and you got to this point and you're like,
yeah. It's just one of the reps from Masterclass reading all that shit.
Like, that's it? Is that you're still able to watch a shit ton of content on Masterclass. It's just a matter of whether that's something that actually has value to you, because it might not. You might have noticed Marquez Brownlee just launched his own course about video creating and posting, and I feel like this class is just so much beefier than the one I just watched. He has a 21-minute video entirely dedicated to lenses. If you've ever watched his content, you know that he's extremely tech savvy, and he also has a much more natural teaching cadence with the way he lays out information. Whereas Tyler, I assume, was just riffing things off the top of his head, which is probably why he constantly trailed off into silence.
Streaming just gave me the platform to, and I think that's how, but I mean, my recommendation is,
but it's not fair of me to just sit here and
This is Masterclass, by the way. If you've ever seen Masterclass, it's basically some of the top celebrities in the world giving advice and classes on how to actually get to where they're at and how to get to your dreams of like entertainment and stuff like that. This is Ninjas. It's a piece of shit.
Criticize Ninja without taking his tips and tricks into the real world. So for the next 3 weeks, I will be following his advice to a T as I create my own Twitch channel and try to build it from the ground up with no promotion whatsoever. Obviously, I don't want this Twitch account to link back to me in any way. If someone finds my channel, I want it to be entirely organic. So I'm going to try to create a persona that's both generic and yet still true to my own brand. I believe that name wasn't already taken. After some light branding and a little bit of...
Well, he was. He's a little bit of trouble now because of the Lamborghini video, but hopefully he does okay.
Finagling on OBS, I hit start on my very first stream ever. And I forgot to enable VODs beforehand, so there is no record of it. And of course I had one of the most insane Fortnite wins I've ever had. I somehow escaped so many near-death experiences and made it all the way to the end, and then I won because the last player left just died. I didn't shoot him, I didn't see him, he must have just walked into the storm, I guess, because I won without doing anything. And you can't even see my reaction to it. Once I realized that I had nothing important to do for the rest of the day until my wife came home in a couple hours, I went live for another first stream. This time I had old school RuneScape open while I spent 8 minutes trying to figure out how to get a chat overlay on stream. If you're wondering, I learned how to do that from a free YouTube video, not the class that I paid for. But right as I was settled in and satisfied with my work, the unexpected happened. Someone showed up. The possibility of this happening was so minuscule in my mind that I was not prepared for this at all. I actually almost panicked and ended stream.
What if I panicked and ended stream?
But I stayed on for a few minutes and had a short conversation with her. She told me she plays RuneScape 2 and was literally just scrolling through the OSRS tab on Twitch, and she clicked on my stream because my name was Scoliosis King. So 1 point for my awesome branding. What a great day. But obviously I still wasn't satisfied, so before my third stream, I did a little bit of work to make the viewer experience better. I put the Finding Nemo DVD menu on the TV in this stock photo I found. I made a couple playlists for different moods I might find myself in. And then I started stream with my microphone off for 2 minutes. You know, and that's the thing about going live in front of 0 viewers. There's no stakes, no pressure, no one to tell you that your audio levels are terrible. Oopsies. For stream number 4, I made sure to test the audio levels beforehand, so that was good to go. And then I put on a hat. I guess you could say I was learning. Even though no one technically watched the stream or, you know, even tuned in at any point, I felt good about my growth as a streamer. I was kicking ass in the game.
No spoonful of mayonnaise for me.
I was being relatable.
Y'all ever drink water before?
I felt like if I just stuck to it, things would turn around eventually. And then my next stream took all the wind out of my sails. It was a combination of things. I was doing one of my least favorite Slayer tasks in RuneScape, a game I've already been getting kind of bored of lately.
I am bored of this game.
I was really tired that day, and the repetitiveness of what I was doing certainly didn't help. When there's no one there to bounce energy off of, it's really hard to maintain energy. And you feel like you should the whole time, just in case someone pops in and you have like 2 seconds to lure them in, and you never know when it's gonna be, so you have to always be ready.
Thank you so much to everybody who watched today, which from the looks of it was nobody.
I'm going to hand out street before sometimes, so I just stop because it got annoying. People say I'm bald. I say I don't give a fuck. You remind what he's doing. He's following all of Ninja's tips, and they're all falling flat. Nothing's working.
But even at this point, I tried to stay optimistic and keep focusing on improving the quality of my stream. I thought I had a pretty funny idea for the alert that would play whenever I got a new follower or subscriber. The thing is, like, that doesn't matter if no one's doing either of those things. So I took matters into my own hands by blowing the dust off the Stream Deck that I bought in 2020 and never opened. With this device, I could repurpose all of the sound effects I've saved on my computer over the years, including this fart compilation that I forgot was over a minute long. For my 7th attempt, I put everything that I had learned thus far together and had what I think was my best stream yet.
Thanks for jumping out of the bush so I could see where you were, dude.
I was energetic. I was being a little goofball.
Just being a goofball.
You gotta do it for fun, man. You know, like it's one of those things. Like if you're not having fun doing it, then just don't do it. But if you're having fun doing it, go ahead. You know, that's why my streams are only like an hour and a half long. I want to focus on streaming longer on my days off. You know, hopefully when that happens. You know, but it's because I enjoy doing it. I hate the fact that I can't do it very long. It's the only thing I hate about it.
ball.
I was making wacky faces left and right, just like the master himself. But yet again, I looked over and no one was there to watch. It was frustrating to feel like I was finally starting to hit my stride creatively, but it wasn't making a difference because no one was finding my stream. At this point, I had utilized just about every tip that Ninja had given me, and then some, and still it wasn't working. I knew that something drastic had to change, but what?
Crazy hair, like crazy blue hair. Blue-haired person. My recommendation is dyeing my hair blue.
I probably could have just bought a wig.
Too late.
To be fair, someone told me to do the same thing years ago when I wanted to start streaming. Said, hey, Dang, you should probably dye your hair blue. And I'd be like, I just have a blue bald head. I'm not doing that.
Didn't think about that in time.
So at this point, you're probably wondering, Drew, did you really spend 4 hours in a hair salon just because Ninja mentioned his hair a few times? And also, did you have to download Instacart this week because you're too embarrassed to go to the grocery store? Yes to both. But the reason I dyed my hair is because I had something crazy in mind for the culmination of my journey. I was going to do a 24-hour stream. This was a big leap for me. Up until this point, I had only streamed for like an hour.
I ain't never doing a 24-hour stream. You're lucky if you get 4 out of me.
Hour or 2 at a time, just to dip my toes in the pool. And now I was going to jump upside down into the ocean. So with my wife away for the weekend and my hair the color of toothpaste, around 12:30 p.m. on Saturday, I began what I assumed would be the most successful night of my Twitch career. I was wrong. I got up to a pretty hot start, honestly. I was feeling good. Turns out the beginning of a 24-hour stream is the same as a regular stream, because you haven't done the 24-hour part yet. Really, this is no different than what I normally do. I'm just playing video games. No one's watching me. I'm talking out loud to myself. Well, I shouldn't say no one is watching. There was a point early on where a spam bot came in and advertised something. Sure would be great if they showed Ninja's screen during that lesson on how to ban someone from your chat, because then I would know how to do it. It was several hours before any real person joined. It was my follower, Samantha. She didn't like my hair, so that's not good. Now, before all this, I had recently begun a pretty regimented meal plan, and I didn't want to lose all my progress just because of this video. So I made sure to use sound alerts to build reminders into the stream.
Oatmeal time! It's time to eat some oatmeal and suck my own dick!
A fun surprise happened about 3.5 hours into the stream. A new viewer showed up.
I got a new person. Welcome in. I've streamed so many times. I've only had one chatter.
Yeah, I definitely commented on his hair. It looked like shit.
I was confused by his message, though. He said, 24 hours? Really? Like he doesn't believe that I could do it. You don't know anything about me, dude. You don't know what kind of resolve I have. Then he told me that I look really bored and that I should chew on something.
You know, it's not my fault that I have resting bored face, because my face does this.
That was his final message in the chat. He never came back. When 4 o'clock rolled around, it was time for my yogurt.
Yeah, I also try to make sure I don't have my mouth open when I play games. My mouth looks stale. Because my mouth ain't hanging open. I'm drooling over the damn place.
Yogurt time! I'm talking Oikos 000! I hope it sends me to hell!
And it was around this time when the cracks were starting to form. The regret that I felt from blowing it with Chucky earlier was really sending me on a downward spiral. I started listening to Doodle Bop songs. I took multiple Doodle Bops quizzes. I found out I was Rooney. 6 hours in, I made me as Ninja on The Sims. And I designed him a beautiful house with no privacy except for one curtain by the kitchen toilet. He also had a basement stream room filled with trees and portraits
portraits of faraway landscapes, places he couldn't go to because he was on house arrest for tax evasion. I forgot that I accidentally made him really mean though, so every time he tried to talk to someone, it would turn contentious immediately. The only thing he ever wanted to do with them was get into a fist fight. I figured he was just lonely and didn't know how to express himself, so I put in an online order of a cat. A guy from the adoption agency brought him out to me, and I got him confused with a different cat that I spent the next 2 hours talking to. So the guy took the cat that I was supposed to adopt, and the cat that I was talking to walked off my lot, and I never saw him again. So that was when I stopped playing The Sims. A third of the way there, my one follower...
It was like Ninja's real life. Got it.
...where Samantha suggested GeoGuessr, and this was perfect for the state of mind.
Football? Are you talking about Madden? I don't know why they do Madden as an e-sport. I mean, if you want to go for it, go ahead. If you get paid for it, do it, man. Make something out of it, go for it. Oh, soccer. Oh, FIFA's still a thing. If you enjoy it, man, I got no opposition for you, man. If you enjoy it, go ahead. You know, like I say, if you get paid for it, if you get something out of it, go right ahead.
That I was in. A few weeks ago, I was watching this guy.
I apologize. In the United States, we call football the other football, where people like smash each other in the walls and shit. And then there's the international football, where they actually kick the goddamn ball with their foot.
Anthony refused to end his stream until he hit a state streak on GeoGuessr of 100. It ended up taking him 150 hours to do it, but when he finally did, it was one of the greatest moments I've ever seen on Twitch.
I can't look! I can't look! I can't look! I can't look! Yes! 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 Yes!
Not to brag or anything, but I'm pretty good at GeoGuessr too. My state streak is 5. At this point, my focus was solely on marching forward. No one else had popped in at all, so I was just trying to kill time. I got over 2 hours out of Roller Coaster Tycoon. I even beat one of the hardest scenarios in the game without breaking a sweat. I am a gamer god.
I kind of like that better, though. Like, if you know, I think video game tournaments should never have a whole lot of money in them. I think that's the part that messes them all up. Because when you throw money in the equation, people start to cheat more. You know, when you just put prizes in there, it's way better. You get the better players in those.
Why is no one here to appreciate it? Around 4 a.m., I was starting to get a little tired. So I began a new playthrough of Wolfenstein 2 on the hardest difficulty.
This is how you go down, Nazi.
All things considered, went all right for a bit until I hit what proved to be an impenetrable wall. So I mumbled something incoherent, exited out of the game, and went on a short break of 3 hours and 42 minutes.
I didn't go to sleep, and I don't want to go back to sleep, I don't want to go to sleep for the first time.
I guess I thought about it, and I was like, no one even knows that I'm here. If I go to sleep right now, it's not like anyone will say, Drew, hey, buddy, wake up, you gotta finish your stream. They wouldn't say anything because
soccer's arguably better than NFL. Like, NFL is only America. You know, soccer is international. And I played both. I played soccer and I played regular football. Football here in the US, it's kind of fun. Like, we with good people, but like soccer is the one that's really hard. Like, you really have to be on peak with soccer to be good at that.
No one even knows that I'm doing this. As I drifted off to sleep on my couch that's not quite long enough to hold a human-sized man, I started to have crazy dreams. The viewer count was climbing fast. 100, 1,000, 10,000 people all here to cheer me on and say Pog and whatever Keck W means. I got to show them the game I invented that had a perfect score on Metacritic. It was Harry Potter themed. I don't know how I got the rights to that. Everybody applauded my effort and congratulated me on a job well done. And then 3 hours later, I woke up and no one was there.
I've had dreams like that. They're kind of fun.
Obviously. If people weren't joining the stream before, they weren't gonna pop in now and wait an indefinite amount of time for me to return from my hiatus. At this point, the stream was just a Spotify playlist gone rogue and my Be Right Back screen that I was probably using a little inaccurately. But I went and grabbed my cold brew from yesterday out of the fridge and popped on some GeoGuessr while I slowly woke myself up.
Oh no. It transported me back to the past. I gotta find Doc.
Even in this mental state, I managed to reach a new record-breaking.
Well, you never know. Maybe you might enjoy it, man. Yeah. As long as it's not FIFA. FIFA is kind of rigged, to be honest with you. unless they finally balanced it, which hopefully they did.
State streak. That's right. 6. Time was melting away, and as the sun moved further and further towards the center of the sky, I knew that the prison sentence I had forced upon myself would soon be complete. With about 90 minutes left of stream, I decided that I would get a Fortnite dub right as time expired. A lofty goal, I know, but I was up for the challenge. Just kidding. This is some of the worst Fortnite I've ever played in my life. Turns out video games are way harder when your brain doesn't work. With a little under 30 minutes left, my boy Eddie popped in, and it was a glorious moment. 4 years ago, my Twitch career began alongside him, and even though I followed that up with roughly a 1,500-day break, it felt so poetic to be right back where I started. And during our second of 2 games together, he died because he went to ping an enemy and his controller made him take a selfie. But not even yet another quick loss could bring me down at this point. I was so close to being done. Who gives a shit? Fuck this stupid game. When it was time to get my dub right as the clock hit 24, I realized that wasn't going to happen, so instead I jumped off a cliff and lived. The stream is over. I never...
Yeah, a lot of sports games nowadays. By EA, they're going to be a scam. EA specifically. And Take-Two. Throw them in there as well.
Never have to do this again. I'm never going to do this again. Fuck you, Ninja. So let's recap. I streamed for about 40 hours on this account, and during that time, roughly 25 people came in at different points, but almost none of them stayed for more than a few seconds. 3 people actually typed a message in the chat, but one of them was a bot. After spending $150 to dye my hair and delivering 24 straight hours of high-octane content, except when I fell asleep, I grew all the way from 1 follower to 1... I still have 1 follower. Big shout out to Samantha. You were there from the beginning. You were the only one there at any point. So even though things didn't exactly work out for me, I don't think Ninja's class is entirely useless. He taught me how to set up OBS. Everything else, like all of the specific overlays I wanted to do, using the Stream Deck for sound effects and scene changes, I fucking Googled all that. And it was free! There are...
Oh, really? Oh, so it's PES. Huh. PES art was really good. Hopefully it's still good. Hopefully it is.
A handful of people on Masterclass who don't speak much publicly, so if you're like a massive fan of them, it would probably be worth it to hear Mariah Carey, for instance, talk about singing. I'm not trying to learn how to sing, but it'd probably be pretty cool to hear her talk about it, you know? But even if you are the world's biggest Ninja fan, I promise you, you have not run out of Ninja content to watch. He's probably streaming right now. And if you want to learn how he streams, pay attention to what he does and take notes. That's it. He's good at his job. He's been doing this for a long time. I think an aspiring streamer could learn a lot just from watching him. But you don't need to pay him $180 to tell you, you know, sometimes I talk in a funny voice. Out of all the jobs on Masterclass, his is the most publicly available. Like, I can't just walk into a kitchen and look over a chef's shoulder to see how they made something. I don't know the process of writing poetry just because I read a finished poem. I don't know what goes into getting a series picked up just because I watched the show.
Yeah, don't bother about the online, man. Just don't. Like almost every game nowadays has cheaters in it, even sports games. So you better just playing against the AI and call it a day.
There are plenty of classes on here where that kind of inside look is something that's unique and valuable. But Ninja is showing you how to do his job every time he does his job. Because that's part of the job. You can't stream if you're not showing people. I lost my mind. My hair is blue and I lost my mind. I'm gonna take a walk. Babe? There's a guy in our kitchen? Don't worry, it's just me.
Alright, that's the end of that video. I'll show you another one. Where's the gambling one? That's the one I want to see. This one. Okay. Oh, yeah. In fact, EA was like, I remember when they screwed up Star Wars Battlefront 2015. I remember when they screwed that big time. And then they promised, oh, they'll make it up with the next game. Next game was out 2 years later, and they loaded it with microtransactions, loot boxes, and it was the only way to progress. It's like, when you fuck up once you get another free run? No. They never started the Battlefront game after that, though. That was the last one. All right, we're going to watch this. This is the online gambling epidemic. This one, oh my God. This is one of the more popular ones, too.
A few months ago, to celebrate my friend's birthday, I went on a Victory Casino cruise. And not only did everyone get seasick almost immediately, but we also lost all the money we brought in to gamble with.
Okay, before we continue with this, I've worked the Las Vegas Strip for 11 years. I lived in Las Vegas for 29 years, and I was born in New Jersey. And I live next to Atlantic City. So I know all about gambling and how it works and why I never do it. I just don't. Like, you'll see why I never gamble. This really here, like, I'll even give you some insider tips about this, about why this is bad, but keep watching.
It was one of the best days of my life. For a good portion of the past century, getting on a boat that reeks of piss and wobbling your way out just far enough into the ocean so that laws don't exist anymore was one of the only ways to legally gamble in the United States. It had such a convoluted barrier of entry that most people could go their entire lives without ever being tempted to do it. Just don't go to Nevada and you'll probably never see a casino. In 2024, this is no longer the case.
Only on FanDuel, DraftKings, MGM, Prize Picks,
Underdog, Hard Rock Bet,
Sally Bet,
PointsBet,
ESPN Bet, 365.
Smack me in the mouth with all of
If you watch any sports at all, ads for sports betting have become inescapable. Even if you muted every commercial and closed your eyes until the game came back on, it's still plastered everywhere. DraftKings promos pop up in the middle of a play, there's BetMGM billboards behind home plate, FanDuel logos on the court, on the microphones. They come at you from every angle, pepper spraying you in the face so you don't notice they just pulled your pants down. They've made it so watching sports and betting on sports are just two sides of the same coin.
So funny about this is that the ads, after this video went live, the ads went down by a lot. They're nowhere near as prevalent nowadays. Because this happened and they were like, okay, we need to tone it down a little bit.
Like, you can't have one without the other. It's become so normalized that it might be easy to forget that gambling can be kind of bad.
I'd say play any FIFA game before 2010. Like, I played FIFA on the GameCube. Those games were great. You know, and maybe some of the earlier ones from the Xbox 360 era, those were pretty good. It's everything from after 2010 where it starts to get bad.
Actually, about 10 million people in the US alone struggle with gambling in some way, a good portion of which are under the age of 25. Gambling addicts attempt suicide at a rate 15 times higher than the general population. The average debt of a gambling addict can range from $15,000 to $90,000. But where most people would see this as a problem, a few people saw it as an opportunity. All that extra money that could be siphoned from struggling families and into the pockets of like 12 CEOs. And we're not doing that because... So in 2018, the Supreme Court overruled the federal ban on sports betting. And since then, Americans have collectively lost over $245 billion on it. That's almost $1,000 per person, and that number was from last year. But the bombardment of playful advertising filled with famous celebrities would make you think it's just a harmless, fun game you can play on your phone. Kevin Hart, Post Malone, Chris Rock, LeBron James, Kevin Hart, Peyton Manning, Jamie Foxx, Eric Andre, Patton Oswalt, Vanessa Hudgens, the guy from that Kendrick Lamar song, Kevin Hart. Even the Talk Tua podcast is sponsored by Better. Why is it always the people?
Hey man, if you enjoy it, that's cool. I can't watch sports, and the reason why is because I'm like, if I was down there, I could probably help those guys out. But I'm not down there, so why would I watch it? It's like, if you enjoy it, man, all the respect, man. I just can't watch sports. I have to be playing sports. I can't watch them. You know what I mean? I can't watch esports either. I don't even know what the fuck is going on in esports half the time because they're playing so damn fast.
People you trust the most.
You don't need to know everything about every sport.
Good, because I don't.
Yeah, me either. All you need is a feeling and a phone.
Gosh, that is such a bold way to advertise your product. You don't have to know anything about sports in order to bet on them. In fact, we would prefer you didn't. Look, this guy's just chilling in a hot tub. He doesn't even know what sport he bet on, and he won money. So go ahead, just open.
That is, do not bet. I'm going to explain why that is, because I got an inside scoop on how this shit works. It's more fucked up than you think it is. I swear to God, it's really fucked up. But watch.
Open the app and start mashing buttons. I don't know, like, where do you think they got all the money to shell out to these celebrities? Could it be that maybe Prize Picks isn't the secret gateway to riches beyond my wildest imaginations, and maybe they're just trying to get my debit card number so they can take all my disposable income? Whether or not you think sports betting should be illegal, and I'm not even necessarily saying it should be, the fact that they're allowed to advertise it like this is fucking insane. Imagine a cigarette commercial that was like, "Oh my god, this tastes so good. This is the best I've ever felt in my life. I'm on top of the world." Typically, the only tobacco ads you see are like anti-vaping PSAs. And I hope there's a future where advertising for betting apps is regulated in a similar way. You can still bet on sports. You can still smoke cigarettes if you want to. It's not illegal, but you're not bombarded with the temptation to do it every time you turn on a basketball game. Even though it's only been 6 years since the federal ban on sportsbooks was overturned, technology has already evolved well beyond what was available at the time. And now the gambling has gone from being in a place you have to go to do it to being accessible on your phone at any moment. There's nothing stopping these apps from trying to lure you in constantly, and they're really good at doing that.
Addiction is intensified, he says, by how much the gambling companies know about each user. That data was used to tailor offers and push notifications to keep the guy in action.
They knew the life stage, the customer life stage it was at, so win back, they described it. So people that have given up gambling for a while and they're trying to get them to come back.
Just by using these apps, you're giving them data about your gambling habits, which they can then weaponize against you. If they realize around 2 p.m. every Sunday is when you're most likely to interact with the app because you're watching 19 games at once and you're starting to get a little restless, they can tailor make a push notification just for you. Maybe they'll boost the odds of a third quarter Tyreek Hill touchdown, or they'll show you a parlay that 50,000 other people have bet on, and that many people can't all be wrong. Let's talk about parlays.
Okay. So this is where it starts to make sense. Here's this parlay. This is how many people are going into that parlay. It's not the highest one, but it's one of them. The app keeps track of that. Now, it also keeps track of how many people are betting on which team is they're thinking is going to win. Here's where it gets fucked up. What happens in sports, and I've seen this, is that the companies look at which team has more money for betting. Thank you for the follow, Taken. I appreciate that. Or Leakin? Sorry, I can't get your name properly. Thank you for the follow. What happens is the companies see which people are betting on more to win. Okay. Now, if those people win, the house loses all that money because they got to pay all those people back and extra. So what they do is they have a connection to the sports teams. And what happens is that whatever team has got the most bets, they call them down and say, "Hey, just throw the game. Let the other team win. You get a good payday out of it." And they do that so the other team that people are betting on loses and the other team wins, so the house gets all the money. That's what they do. And they did this a couple times for Super Bowl. It was Super Bowl years ago, like over a decade ago. I can't remember which, I think it was the Giants. I can't remember. But basically what happened was they had a really strong game. And then out of nowhere, they had to lose. Like you look at the team, someone put the phone and they says, nope, you got to slow it down. And they slowed it down. It pissed everybody off. They were like, wait a minute, that's fucked up. I guarantee you that's how this stuff actually works. And it's messed up. But, people are stupid enough to fall for this shit. So that's why they get away with it. Yeah, especially nowadays. With this stuff, it's like that. Same with basketball, same with baseball, same with a number of other whatever you can bet on. They put that stuff in there, and yeah, it messes it up big time. That's the reason why I tell people don't gamble your money away. If you want to do $5, do $5, fine, but don't gamble everything. Just let it go.
50,000 other people have bet on, and that many people can't all be wrong. Let's talk about parlays for a second, because I think that's one of the biggest contributors to the exponential rise of sports betting.
It's parlay. If you're gonna gamble, don't do parlays. For the love of fucking God, don't. Here's why.
Put simply, a parlay is when you combine multiple bets into one bet, significantly decreasing the odds of it hitting, but massively boosting the payout you'll win if it does. It's basically the difference between winning a few dollars for correctly calling one coin flip, or winning thousands of dollars if you can get that coin to land on heads 12 times in a row. You're so distracted by the possibility of how much you could win that you're not even considering the fact that you definitely won't. Parlays are the lottery ticket of sports betting, and these apps have made it so easy to make one whenever you want. The only thing
it's the same thing with Battle Royale, believe it or not. I don't talk about this very much, but Battle Royale is gambling. It's basically you versus 99 other players. You've only got a 1% chance of winning. Yeah, if you're skilled enough, you can probably get to the higher numbers, but winning is like damn near impossible. Well, the reason people keep buying Madden, they don't know about the other shit going on. They're too stupid to understand how the loot boxes and stuff like that work in there. They don't care. And the reason they buy Madden every year is because every year's got a new roster. So they got to buy the new game for the new roster. You got to pay full price for that. $70, please. Oh, you want to, yeah. And then, you want to get the best players. Oh, well, you got to buy loot boxes. That's how you get the best players. What's the chance of getting one of those? Oh, about 3% chance out of 100. Okay, that means I got 3% chance of winning it, but 97% chance of not. The dumb person will be like, 3%, that's worth it.
Stopping you from putting together a parlay that frankly doesn't even make sense is your...
Also, this is something I've learned also over the years. Narcissists are the number one people who fall for this shit all the time. Why? Because they think they're better than everyone, they think they're smarter, and they think they're luckier. And they fall for this shit all day long, and they lose everything in the process. It's one of the number one ways to get them.
Your own imagination. Because of parlays, I think for a lot of people, gambling has become death by 1,000 paper cuts. Maybe instead of losing a lot of money all at once, you're just losing...
Absolutely.
A little bit of money all the time. Sometimes you'll even lose money in a way that feels like you almost won. 5 out of 6. I was so close. But that means I'll definitely win next time. My only personal experience with online sports betting was a couple years ago when I saw Underdog Fantasy was offering to match your first deposit up to $100. And I thought, okay, I'll give it a try. I watch a lot of football. Maybe I can finally make back some of the money I've spent over the years supporting my stupid, shitty team. So I put in $100. They doubled it. And slowly over the course of the next 2 months, I lost $25 every week until it was all gone. Now, if I'm being honest, I think this was actually best case scenario for me. I consider myself lucky that the few times I've tried gambling, it hasn't gone well for me because I have no positive association with it. In the same way that I have no desire to smoke cigarettes because the first time I did, I smoked 2 back to back for some reason and was nauseous the rest of the night. I have no desire to gamble because I've only ever lost money doing it. So even though Underdog managed to get $100 out of me, I actually think they would have preferred if I won a little bit first. When betting apps give out these kind of introductory offers, it's not just so they can get a bunch of free money, although that's definitely part of it. They're trying to create a customer for life.
Bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets. $5 get $200 back. $250 up to $500.
Up to $2,000.
Online sportsbooks know that the best way to get people addicted to their product is to make that first big win as easy as possible. So they'll lure you in with an offer that seems too good to be true, because all of that is pennies compared to what they're raking in from the people who are hooked. They give you free money to start.
To be fair, this happens with Fortnite also. Back in 2022, I got information to back this up. I wish I still had the footage, but I decided I was going to play Fortnite for the first time, other than the one time I tried it. In 2022, they introduced the zero build. I was like, oh, thank God, I don't want to do with the build mechanic. I played it, lost the first game, won the second one. Lost the third game, won the fourth one, and ended up winning like 13 games in a row. 10 of which was on stream. And I wish I saved the fucking thing. Months later, you can barely get a win. You know? So even online games do that shit. They give you one free win. They go, oh, yeah, you're doing good. And then all of a sudden, you don't win anything for like months. No, not really. It's not a conspiracy theory. If you know the system, how it works, it's really easy to figure out.
Start with. They'll let you try again if your first bet doesn't work. They'll let you throw in one leg of a parlay that has essentially a 100% chance of hitting. They are desperate to make sure you have a good time. They want every time you see that app icon on your phone to think about the rush you felt when you turned $5 into $100, so you keep chasing that feeling forever. I just managed to outsmart them by being so unbelievably bad at sports betting that I never even came close to winning. But because I was curious to see how much online sports gambling has evolved since I tried it a couple years ago, and because I would never leave a stone unturned in the pursuit of research, I decided for this video I should try it one more time. So I signed up for the only legal sports book in my home state of Florida, which I assume is named after famous internet sex symbol Hard Rock Nick.
Balls tugged on one by one.
Their introductory offer is that they'll give you another chance to bet if your first one doesn't win. On the surface, that almost sounds like free money, but it's not like you can bet once, lose, and then just take your money back. You still have to give them the money. You're probably just gonna lose twice for the price of one. But hey, check this out. I've already unlocked a 1x multiplier, which means for every dollar I earn, I walk away with $1.
I spent the next 12 minutes hard at work concocting the smartest and most guaranteed parlays the world has ever seen. With all my bets placed, I could finally sit back, relax, and enjoy a stress-free Sunday afternoon.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Why did I bet on Sam Darnold? Why did I bet on Kirk Cousins? Why did I take the over on Curtis Martin rushing yards? He retired in 2007.
The next few hours felt like a roller coaster, but in spite of it all, I was determined to come out.
In the United States, that doesn't exist here in the U.S., man. Everywhere else in the world's got a better chance of learning this except the U.S. It's felt for a lot of people because, like, I've learned this too over the past 5 years alone. We have way more narcissists in the United States than ever. And it's all because of the internet, for the most part. Yeah, people just think they're better than everyone else, and that's basically it. It does suck.
Out on top.
Guess who has 2 thumbs and just won $9.52? This guy. My other thumb's holding the phone.
I was down, but now I'm up.
And since I only lost...
I don't know about socials, but... You know, the problem is, like, people learn the hard way sometimes, and they didn't want to learn the hard way for the longest time. People ran from their problems every way they possibly could, prove they were right about stuff, rather than, let's just fix the damn problem. Part of it was due to over-excessiveness of shame, and that's a whole nother topic we can talk about some other day. Basically, you know, it's sort of like the boomer generation had to deal with the millennial generation fucking in them, trying to fuck them over. And it's just, it's a mess. You know, we're finally starting to get out of that mess a little bit, but it's a nasty good way to get out of it.
5 other bets, I was just $61 from breaking even.
Now I know what you're thinking, Drew. How could you have possibly known the Bills were going to beat a team significantly worse than them? What are you, some kind of genius? No. I prefer Savant. The truth is, none of this would have been possible without my good luck charm, Michael McCorkle Jones. You can look it up, that's his real name. Ever since I saw him hit the gritty at the Pro Bowl a few years ago, I knew I needed a metal poster of him to hang up on my wall. And thanks to today's sponsor, Displate, that's finally possible. Are you tired of waking up to your boring, empty walls? You try to hang up posters, but your hammer didn't come with instructions, so you don't know how to use it. Well, why don't you go ahead and throw that...
I'm sure it is. Speaking of... Back in Las Vegas, we had some guys who were trying to get a new hockey at the time. And we have a hockey rink out there, just like this place does. And I swear... One of them was so stupid, I swear to God. He was getting into hockey, and he was all like, hey, man, you got any tips on how to get better at hockey? Because I want to know. I was like, okay, first and foremost, when you get into hockey, one, you got to be a good skater. Okay, learn how to skate. I don't care what you got to do, learn to skate. And learn how to ice skate. Not the same as rollerblading, you got to learn to ice skate. It's difficult, but you get down, you got that down. Okay, cool, what else? Yeah, you got to be a good fighter, too, because you're going to get into fights. No, talking it out doesn't work. You're going to get into fights. People get heated in that shit. All right, so you got to do that. Hit the puck real well. Also, for bonus points, have yourself a French-Canadian name. Really? French-Canadian name? Oh, yeah. I'll give you one right now. It's called Guy Forget. What's a cool name? How do you spell it? Well, it's easy. Just spell Guy Forgets. He didn't talk to me after that.
That thing in the trash, because you don't need one to hang up a display. Displays are high-quality metal posters that help you show off all your favorite interests, whether it's Elden Ring, Halo 3, or a Minion from the movie Minions. And the best part is you can hang them up in a matter of seconds without any tools and without putting any holes in your walls. Displate has over 2 million artworks to choose from, including tons of officially licensed designs from brands like Marvel, Star Wars, and Minions from the movie Minions. They've even got a product called Textra that brings your posters to life with tactile textures and 3D contours. Finally, a poster that's fun to touch. If you've been procrastinating your holiday shopping, there's never been a better time to snag a Displate. Not only are they great gifts for anyone in your life, but they're celebrating Black Friday with their biggest discount of the year. You can get up to 44% off your order by going to the link in the description, displate.com/Drew Gooden, or by using my code Drew at checkout. Thank you so much to
Speaking of last names, okay, I'm not lying when I say this. Keemstar actually did message me last year, around October. I ended up on one of his live streams with the Locale Livecast. I was on there for like 20 minutes. Don't worry, I didn't stand out for very long. When he was talking to me on Discord, he asked me, hey, your number at the end of your name, you from Buffalo? I says, no, I live in Chandler, Arizona. That was it. So he thought I lived from Buffalo. I was like, no, I've never been to Buffalo.
Displate for sponsoring today's video, which unfortunately will now continue. All right, so I've been using this app for a little over a week now, and even though I did win a few more bets, all I've really managed to do is turn my initial $100 into zero. It's all gone. I think they know they're on the verge of losing me for good because they're really ramping up the notifications. Most days I'm getting at least one every hour. They even offered me another second chance bet, this time up to $500. They are so confident based on everything I've shown them so far that it seems they're willing to give me any amount of money because it doesn't matter, I'm just going to lose it all anyway. Even in my very limited time using this app, I can already see the traps they're setting for me, and I am falling for them. For some reason, I've done multiple parlays that are contingent upon something happening at the beginning of a game. They offer a bunch of bets that are based on first quarter stats, and I realized firsthand why they do this. Because that one leg can cook.
Yeah, my dad's side is Italian, my mom's side is mixed. But she basically says she's basically Irish. So I'm Italian, part Irish. There you go.
Your entire parlay immediately. But at that point, you've already committed to betting on this game, and there's so much more game to bet on. So you do. And before you know it, you're betting on Keyshawn George to make 5 threes? Why did I do that? I don't even know who that is. Why did I think Jake Paul was gonna knock out Mike Tyson? That fight was never ending in a knockout. They punched each other like 4 times. Obviously, they were just in it for the money, and I knew that going into it. I only did this bet.
Spencer says Jake Paul won the fucking fight. It was a scam, but he still fucking won.
Because they boosted my odds, and they only boosted my odds because they knew it wasn't going to happen anyway. It's 2024. How am I still getting scammed by Jake Paul? And on the flip side, when I do win a bet, sometimes I'm not even that happy about it because I'm just like, I should have bet more. You start getting carried away doing the math. I turned $10 into $30, but I could have turned $100 into $300, $1,000 into $3,000. Oh my God.
To be fair, all of us old guys knew something was up with that Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight, because Mike Tyson would have decked his ass real hard. So you could tell he took a payday on that one. He took a dive.
Infinite money. And I think that's one of the most dangerous things about gambling is...
To be honest, I'm surprised this didn't happen. Let me show you something. Yeah, this. I was surprised this didn't happen.
That's right, Fender. But there was this lieutenant there, Lieutenant Colin Thorne. A lunatic. I mean, real smooth on the outside, but underneath, barbed wire. He rode me like a jockey.
It was Jake, not Logan, but close enough.
Pools, raffles, card games, I couldn't do anything. It was like being in the army.
All right, come on, baby. Let's go. Come on, hurry.
Hi. What'd you do? Finally, I got a break. They held the division boxing finals at our post. You couldn't stop people from betting on it. It was a toss-up. Now, to me, that's just sloppy. I like a sporting event in which I know the outcome beforehand. It's more organized.
You're cool, man. I get the two mixed up all the time.
I get to one of the young pugilists and we reach a business accommodation. For a 50-50 split of all our winnings, he agrees to give less than a supreme effort in the squared circle.
You paid him to take a dive.
Of course. I had this corporal working for me, Leo Kletz. The night of the fight, I give him the money to pay off my fighter. Leo misunderstands and gives the money to the other fighter. This fighter's a little surprised, but figures, what the heck, it's a good price, I'll go down. Meanwhile, my guy figures, Bilko must have meant I'll get the money after I take the dive. No problem, I'll go down anyway.
So both fighters are taking a dive?
Exactly.
What happened?
Boxing history.
This is what I thought the fight was going to be like. Just watch.
For 3 rounds, nobody hit anybody. It was a dance recital. Finally, I think out of boredom, one of the guys connected with a right.
What the hell's going on here?
Lieutenant!
That's what I thought the fight was going to be. It was better than that, but holy shit. I had to show you that. The movie Sergeant Bilko, if you ever seen it, it's actually really funny. It's really good.
That sometimes it works. It's a hobby that technically could go well for you if you get very lucky and quit at the exact right time, which you won't, and the casinos are banking on the fact that you won't. Problem gamblers aren't just chasing a feeling, they're chasing this idea that maybe they'll win the lottery. A lot of gamblers can recognize that they have a problem, but see the problem as the way out of the problem.
I think the feeling at the time was, if you can just get lucky here somewhere, then potentially there's a way of making this all go away. I suppose the flip side to that as well, Aaron, is it was...
All right, let's talk about gambling addiction real quick. Most people don't understand this. So believe it or not, they did a study in Las Vegas, and they found out People don't gamble because of the money. The money is nothing. It means nothing to some people. They'll throw everything away to gamble. Here's what it is. Most people can't win at anything because they're never talented, or if they are, they never discover it due to all the distractions in life. So people who aren't talented enough, they will gamble. Why? Because they just want to win. It's excuse me. It's the game itself because they're not good at it. They're not smart enough to realize you have to practice at a game to get good at it. Gambling, there's no way to practice. The only practicing you're learning is how to manage your money, and that's it. Most people are stuck at that. So that's what causes gambling addiction. Because they think, oh, just one more, I can win. I can win this. Because there's no skill involved. There really isn't. It's not the same as like first-person shooters where you practice enough as you can't get good at it. Or you play a racing game, practice enough you get good at it, you know? Or you learn a real sport. You practice enough you get good at it, especially if you got talent. You know what I mean? Oh, no one brushed it off. Trust me, no one did. Everyone called that bullshit from day one, and they called it afterwards saying, what do you people expect? Everyone acted like it didn't happen. You know, because basically it didn't happen, basically. Yeah. Yeah. You have a gambling addiction, it's the game itself. Money is nothing to some people. Because some people, they just want to win, and they want to win with no effort. It's the same as everything else in life, you know? So there are ways to counter that. One way I've learned is just if you care about the game, or just play the game. Forget the money part. You know? Like, for example, like, I think I still have, yeah. So I go here, I just like playing slot machines. Okay, I like playing poker. This is all classic. These are all classic ones. There's no money involved here. There's no money. You don't buy anything. You don't spend money. You can't get no money. You just play and that's it. And have fun. Okay. This is a way to get people past that addiction a little bit because without winning any money, you win something out of it, you know, which is a little bit of credibility. This is the way I know to get around this stuff. I could be dead wrong, but that's what fuels me because I don't care about the money part of the day. I got money. I want to keep my money. So. Oh, yeah.
It was enabling me to just gamble as much as I wanted as well.
If I just have one good day, I can win it all back. Yes, I've dug this huge hole for myself, but if I just keep digging, I might be able to find that diamond I've been desperately searching for. But the sad reality is, even if you find the diamond, you're just gonna feel so good doing it that you'll probably dive right back into the mines looking for another one.
The truth is, if I'd had that big...
Same thing happened with Destiny. I talked about this before a long time ago. So I played Destiny 1, year 1. Okay. And I went through the worst of it. Okay. I played with my friends. We did the raids. We did the raids when they were broken. And the thing was, we did basically all of them. Now the problem was, I remember, Vault of Glass was fine. We got through that, no problem. Crota's End for like 6 weeks was broken. You couldn't beat it. We tried everything. We tried the best guns we had. We tried the best loadouts, the best strategies. Nothing. We couldn't beat it. It was broken. When they patched it after 6 weeks, then we finally beat it every single time with no problem. Same thing happened with Skolas Revenge. Couldn't beat them. Why you couldn't beat them? Well, there was a gun they introduced early in Destiny Year 1 called Gallahorn. Okay. Gallahorn was a broken weapon. Okay, I heard 6 people bought 6 of them into Atheon for Vault of Glass. It took them out in 18 seconds. And you think Bungie should, we'll just rebalance the weapon. No big deal. No, they didn't do that. You know what they did? They made the gun extremely rare to get, and it had to be a random drop. Yeah. But yeah, they made an extremely rare weapon to drop. So, guess what? For Crota's End, before they patched it, One guy got Gallahorn. He got it. We went into the raid. We took out Crota, no problem. Like it was nothing. Same thing with Skolas. Skolas Revenge. If you did not have Gallahorn, it took you 6 hours to do that entire raid. 6 hours without Gallahorn. Every other gun you could bring in there, nothing worked. One guy brought Gallahorn, 30 minutes. And the thing is, I didn't give a fuck about the gun because by the time they did sell it again at the black market in the game, which was August of 2015, if I let it up for sale, everyone grabbed it. I got 3 of them. I didn't give a fuck. I already beat the whole game without it. So it kind of shows you how people hold a carrot in front of your head sometimes. It does suck.
Win. I would have just spent it anyway.
A lot of the higher ups at these companies will refuse any responsibility for.
Oh, yeah. It's not one dumbass, it's a lot of dumbasses. Which there's more of nowadays because of how things are.
For creating new gambling addicts over the past few years. They'll make the argument that they're just addicted to their phone and our app just happens to be on it.
I don't believe that there is an addiction to mobile betting.
This guy's got the shit-eating grin. You can tell he's full of it. He owns one of these companies.
Any more than there is an addiction to utilization of your phone for any other reason.
You don't think adding a layer of betting makes the phone more addictive than just tooling around Instagram?
No. There is problem gambling. It is a real problem. Whether it's gotten bigger or it's just become...
Guy can't even put on his tie correctly. Shit.
More noticeable because sports betting is legal, I think is an unknown.
Really?
Hey, they'd be gambling anyway. Whether it's on our app that sends 30 push notifications a day and is linked to their bank account, or only available in a state on the other side of the country, is totally irrelevant.
Yep.
And while there are obviously some people for whom that is true, you cannot deny the fact that making it so goddamn easy to bet anything at any time is leading to more people gambling who wouldn't have otherwise. You're dangling a piece of candy inches away from people's faces and then saying, hey, it's not our fault they grabbed it. They still would have grabbed it even if it was 2,000 miles away. Since this is all still relatively new in the US, maybe...
I know you can go from 2,000 miles away. My arm's only like a foot and like 2.5 feet long. I guess.
We will see more legislation in the future to combat this avalanche. In some countries, they no longer allow celebrities to appear in sportsbook ads, or they've banned the ads from appearing during sporting events altogether. America is still in this Wild West infancy, where all these apps are just scrambling to find a way onto your phone before regulations start kicking in. But maybe in the future? Nah, I'm gonna be honest. It's hard to imagine that happening. I think it's too late to put the toothpaste back in the tube. The leagues are making too much money off it already. Of course they want to shove betting apps down everyone's throats. It gives people more of a reason to watch the games, especially bad ones. While most people would turn off a 20-point blowout in the fourth quarter, you're still glued to the screen because you need CeeDee Lamb to get 12 more yards for your parlay to hit. They've figured out a way to make every moment matter, even if it doesn't.
You want to make every game interesting? Step 1, open the BetMGM Sportsbook. You know what to do.
It's not just sports, though. It seems like these days you can gamble on
I used to work for MGM International. That's sad to see.
absolutely anything. You can bet on celebrity breakups. You can bet on which White Lotus character will return in season 3. You can bet on the presidential election. And oh my god, so many people did. Hundreds of millions of dollars were tied up in political bets this year. And if that's not indicative of an
I didn't bet on the presidential election. I was smart enough not to, and thank God I didn't, because I voted for Kamala Harris.
Nationwide gambling epidemic, I don't know what is. But I'll admit, I'm a little conflicted about this. Because on one hand, gamifying every aspect of our lives only gives more power to those with influence. It creates a financial incentive for spreading deliberate misinformation. It can make you question the motive behind everything you see and hear. But on the other hand, XQC lost $700,000 betting on the election, and that's really funny. If you don't know who XQC is, he's a streamer who, at least in every clip I've seen of him, seems to be speaking a language he invented and no one else can understand. He's also one of the many streamers who've massively increased their wealth over the past few years by taking sponsorships from offshore crypto-based online casinos, helping them and the website they stream it on explode in popularity. And almost,
I think I've had like one offer from one of these companies. I forgot which one it was. I ignored it. I was like, no, I'm good. Yeah.
almost any point of any day, you can go to the slots tab on kick.com and see someone who is zonked out of their mind. Eyes bloodshot red, 12 hours into nonstop slot spins, desperately trying to win back all the money they've lost so far. Oftentimes in a situation so dire that even the chat, with no personal stakes involved and only there for entertainment, is begging them to stop. But they can't. They're on autopilot. Every loss is money that needs...
Makes you wonder if it's hands or his head that hit that wall. I'm betting his head.
To be won back, and every win is just more money to gamble with. I randomly opened this guy's stream one day and watched in real time as he won almost $100,000 and then say this.
95K, that's fucking huge. We're a tenth of the way back.
A tenth? This dude was down $1 million on Big Bass Bash? Now, to most people watching, it's pretty easy to say, hey man, you should probably quit while you're ahead. No, 100,000 isn't $1 million, but it's a lot more than zero. The problem is someone in this state of mind isn't capable of seeing it that way. He's not even in Thursday afternoon with the rest of us. He's still on the tail end of Wednesday night. So the rational part of his brain, too subdued to muster anything more than a mumble, asks his chat if he should end it there.
We up the better leave.
They all scream, of course you should, but it falls on deaf ears. He's yet to stop spamming spins for even a second. This man is no longer in control of his actions. He's a zombie, relegated to the passenger seat of his own mind as it careens towards the conclusion everyone watching knows is inevitable. But there's nothing he can do to stop the momentum.
I have to quit. At a certain point, I have to give up. At a certain point, I gotta give up. Oh my god. At a certain point, I gotta give up. Dude, that dog demolished the bounce.
I gave up already and I didn't even try.
Oh my god. That's crazy. Lost over $1 million today. There's nothing in there.
All he can do now is sit in the reality of what just happened.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah. Believe it or not, there's now like gambling rage compilations now, and they are funny as hell. If you think gaming rage compilations are funny, what do you see the gambling ones are even funnier?
Dude.
Come to terms with the fact that despite his and everyone else's better judgment, he got doghoused.
Doghouse is what did it. Dude, doghouse is what defeated me. I got doghouse. I got a full doghouse. Full doghouse, dude. Full doghouse. Full fucking doghouse, dude. Dude. I got doghouse.
Did I just watch this guy ruin his life?
I don't know, actually. The thing is, it's hard to take streams like this at face value. There's a very well-documented history of streamers on Kick high-stakes gambling with money that was given to them by the website they're playing on. So not only are the stakes not high, but it's technically not even gambling. It's just promotion. The entire goal of these streams is just to make the people watching them think they too can go win life-changing money on asscoin.com. So maybe this is all bullshit. Maybe the only real thing about these streams are the holes he punched into the wall behind him. Maybe he'll miraculously be back in a couple days with a suspiciously large balance after seeming to lose everything. But clips like this are just the flip side of an online ecosystem currently doing everything it can to convince impressionable teenagers scrolling through TikTok and YouTube shorts that gambling is awesome, actually, and you...
Want to see a demoralizing one? Look up Boss Man Jack. That one is just plain sad.
gotta start doing it.
Yes. Oh my god. Bang, 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 bang.
That's a great feeling, man.
Now, some people have accused these websites of rigging the odds in favor of the streamers, so it's easier for them to farm these clips. And as far as I'm aware, there's no proof of that. I think the misrepresentation of odds here is simply due to the fact that these websites can just keep depositing money into their accounts whenever they lose, giving them unlimited funds to play with.
Unless Rubet's gonna give me free money, I think that's like actually it. We really just need Howie to give us a ton of free money.
Wayne and Ross is guilty of this. He's guilty of a lot of shit. And what's really funny is now he's pissed off at Donald Trump because he saw his investments almost go to shit because of the tariffs that happened last week. Same with Joe Rogan and all other people. They're all losing faith in that guy now.
If you're given infinite money, you can just keep betting until you hit a jackpot. For them, there's no such thing as rock bottom, a philosophy that very much does not translate to real life. In real life, you can hit rock bottom, and when you do, there's no texting Howie to get yourself out of it. What's especially concerning about these kinds of streams is that while sports betting apps are at least targeting mostly grown men, the majority audience for a lot of these streamers are teenagers and young adults. People whose brains have not finished developing yet. People who would have a harder time distinguishing between entertainment and real life and have less of an ability to evaluate risk compared to people much older than them. It is
Yeah, I think about Aiden Ross though. I never liked Aiden Ross. I always thought it was bullshit. He's about money and that's it. That's all he gives a damn. That's all he gives a damn about. He's said that flat out many times. That's why he's a scum of the internet. People are saying now he doesn't even get that many views anymore on stream, supposedly. Like, it's all bots now. That's what they're saying. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't watch his streams. But, you know. Well, Kai and Speed. Well, Kai got popular because of Aiden Ross. So that's one reason why I don't watch him. If he got popular because of Aiden, I don't touch his shit. I just don't. Staying away from it. Speed thinks he's smart by thinking, oh, I'll just be crazy over the top on stream without realizing, no, you're not smart about that because what's going to happen is either A, you're going to do something so stupid, you're going to get yourself killed over it, or B, someone's going to one you up in a different way. He's not even seeing it. You know, with Kai, it's a similar problem. Except Kai, he might be a nice guy. I won't say he's an asshole. I heard he's a nice guy most time. Problem is, guys like me never watch him because he's fucking loud and annoying. I can't watch his streams. I get a headache. You know, hearing that is how you know what those guys' futures are in store for them that they don't see coming because they're so young. Yeah, it's gonna be sad when their downfall happens. People are gonna be like, well, why did that happen? Talk to someone who's older, they'll tell you.
Statistically proven that people who are exposed to gambling at a young age are more likely to develop problems with it later in life. So maybe don't do this. Is that too much to ask?
Now, there are a few different types of gambling streamers. There are the ones like Aiden Ross, who have been very transparent about the fact that money is the only thing that matters to them, and there's no line they would be unwilling to cross in pursuit of it. Then there's streamers like Steve Will Do It, who admitted in an interview with CoffeeZilla that the only reason he started taking these sponsorships was because he used to have a gambling problem, and it was a way for him to continue to gamble without having to use his own money. In other words, he knows from personal experience the harm a gambling addiction can cause, but he has no problem promoting that to other people as long as it's not his money they're losing. But then there's also plenty of streamers that don't seem to think they're doing anything wrong. They put their head in the sand and make excuses because the money's too good for them to turn down. Take Nick Merckx, for example. Nick gets pretty defensive when people question the fact that he spends 1 week out of every month spinning slots on Kick.com. Oh yeah, man, sorry.
Oh yeah.
A bunch of children watch my streams. Like, dude, you've spent the past 6 years streaming Fortnite and Call of Duty. If you don't think the majority of your audience is young men,
I don't know what to tell you. And don't even get me started on Drake. I know a large portion of his audience is underage because those are the people he's trying to fuck. So while obviously these websites who use decentralized currency and are based out of a small island country with laughably loose gambling restrictions in order to skirt federal regulations are mostly to blame for the damage they've caused, these celebrities and streamers who've helped popularize them are very much complicit. When you build an audience online, whether you like it or not, there is a parasocial element to it. There are people in your fan base who look up to you and trust you, and every time you sell something to them, you are leveraging that parasocial relationship in order to financially benefit. And I'm not gonna act like I'm perfect. I sell merch, I have sponsors, I just did an ad read like 3 minutes ago. But my God, I feel like the bare minimum with the sponsorship is, does this product actively hurt the people that use it? Yes? Then I'm not gonna do that. I get that it can sting to turn down a lot of money, and if the numbers people have floated around are accurate, it is a stupid amount of money. But for some of these people who could already live 10 full lifetimes without
Speaking of sponsors, you know, like I do get sponsor offers through Stream Elements. They're usually like mobile games I never play, which is why I don't take them. So I'm like, I'm not gonna play your game, dude. No. And they got certain criteria I have to follow when I take the sponsorship, which I just don't bother with that right now. It's not even worth it because like my viewership's like you and a few other people, and that's it. So it's not a big deal to me. But you know, funny thing is, whenever I get like a sponsor, people want me to like sell something. I want to run this by them. I'm going to say, you know what? I just want to have it where the ad shows up and I say, here, buy this. Have a nice day. Go back to the video or stream wherever the fuck we're doing. They'll never agree to that, obviously, but it'd be funny.
ever having to worry about bills ever again. When is it enough? It's just crazy to me. It's like, thank you to everyone who supports what I do. You've given me my dream job, this life of luxury I'm so lucky to have. And in return, I give to you a crippling addiction. Sorry, I wanted to buy a house in Mexico.
We got another place because you can't do it in America. You have to go somewhere else. So we went somewhere else and we got another place.
Call me dramatic.
One thing, he streams it now, I think. So maybe it was after he got caught. I don't know. I mean, it's, well, to be fair, like, if you're going to fly drones or anybody's place, you better be ready to deal with legal obligations, because you kind of can't fly drones over people's houses. Depends on where you live too. Like, some countries, they'll shoot you on sight. Period. So whenever it caught, I don't know. I don't want to see it. My business. I just saw him streaming gambling, so that's that.
But I'm a little concerned where this is all headed. People like to talk about iPad babies who are burning all their dopamine receptors before they even reach preschool. But what is a slot machine if not just a giant iPad? Scientifically engineered to be as mesmerizing as possible so you don't even realize what you're letting it take from you.
$1,000 in fast spins at $50 a spin. Look at that, $194,000 grand. That thing is due. Oh. Well, that's $1,000.
Gambling can be addictive enough on its own even before you add in all this social pressure. The transition from casual gambler to full-blown addict can happen so gradually, a lot of people don't even realize it's happened to them until it's too late. And
well, believe it or not, boomers didn't fall for this shit as much. Like, because for one, you want to go to a casino, you had to be 21. You're in Nevada and Atlantic City. It's only two places you can go to a casino for the longest time. It was after Trump and some other stuff that happened where, okay, now you can have casinos in other states. So, but it's still 21. That's it. The app, you can not be 21 and just download it and use it. You're not supposed to, but you still could do that. You just can't claim anything. You know, it's a whole different ball game. But the thing was, like, even gambling back in the day, to be fair, like, my grandparents did it. They would put $20 in the machine. They get something, cool. They cash out, they go home. They lose it all, they lose it all. Well, they lost $20. Not a big deal. My dad did the same thing after a while too. So, you know, my mom, same thing. Me, never. I just didn't bother.
When everyone around you, from celebrities and commercials to all your favorite streamers, are just making it seem like it's no big deal. It's fun. Everybody does it. Can you truly recognize the seriousness of what you're getting yourself into? I think all we can really do for the time being is try to fight back against the normalization of gambling. So what do you say we all...
Yeah. Who said it? I think it was Jesse Ventura. He went to war when he was young, came back home at age 20, and I think he was doing some PTSD. He still wasn't allowed to have a beer or a vote yet back then. You had to be 21 to vote. So he went to war and fought, and he quit the military after that. You know, it was sad. It's different now. Now you can vote at age 18 now, obviously. So they fixed that after that happened. Well, war changes a man and drink makes it worse. You know, because people come back from war, there's still no programs to get them out of the PTSD zone. There still ain't. There's people come back from war and they're all fucked up. Especially after the Afghanistan-Iraq war, that really fucked up a lot of people. There's still people who totally messed up from that because that war made no sense to anybody. It really did.
all get together and call a timeout? What's that? They already tried that for hate.
We need to stop it.
So let's take this moment
to change the momentum.
and call a timeout
On hate.
Together. Together.
And it's not working? Even though they got shacked?
Well, that's not good. That was kind of the only idea I had.
Gambling is not new. For as long as...
If you want to stop hate, by the way, best way to do it, have good defense, stand your ground. If people want to talk shit, let them. When they put your hands on you, you put your hands back. Real simple. And sometimes you have to have a knife or a gun on you. Show them. They want to fuck with you, it's going to end two ways. In the hospital or the fucking morgue. That's it. Because that's the only way you can stop hate the right way. Because some people don't learn. They really don't learn.
As there's been man, there's been the primal desire to bet it all on red. But what is new is the way technology has evolved to prey on these urges in the most efficient and targeted ways possible. Using AI to send push notifications at the precise moment they know they're most likely to be open. Using a constantly evolving algorithm to offer bets that are so time sensitive you have to commit to it before you even have a chance to think about it. These apps didn't invent gambling addiction, they've just made it more accessible. You combine all of that with a system in which most people aren't paid nearly enough money for the amount of work that they do and might see gambling as one of the only ways out of that situation, only to end up exacerbating their problems, and you end up with the unmitigated economic disaster we're in now. Forgive me for using the C word, but we've stumbled into this stage of...
Well, keep in mind that draw out back in 2021, we were in Iraq for 18 years up to that point. Okay. And I've had people here in the States tell me, why we pulled out? That's bullshit. We should have kept fighting. I had to tell them, we were in that war for 18 fucking years. You know what that means? If you had a kid born on the day that war started, they would have graduated high school by the time it ended. That's way too long. And clearly it did nothing. It really did nothing. We took out one dictator. That's it. And we took out a terrorist leader, which also did nothing. That's why it was a disaster, because it really was for nothing.
Capitalism, where every dollar must be profited.
You know, even Donald Trump used that in his campaign back in 2015 to say they lied about Iraq. They lied about it all the time. They said with nuclear weapons, there were nuclear weapons there, which is true. They did lie about that. He didn't do shit to get those troops out of there. He didn't do a fucking thing. Biden had to do it shortly after he went in office, just to end this shit.
By any means necessary, and foregoing any chance to do so would simply be seen as a missed opportunity. Advertisement.
It's not so much Iran. It's just Like, Iran might be done with us. Because ever since we pulled out of that war, I've not heard a single thing about Iran after that. Not a single goddamn thing. It's over as far as I know. So, we lost that war. They won. They're not saying a goddamn thing. So, let's just call that a wash. We're going to see problems supposedly with Russia and China and possibly North Korea. So, who knows how that's going to pan out? You know, we're kind of in no man's land right now, no man's territory. So
In between the game, not enough. Now they're a part of the game. A mini fridge in the hotel that I can store my leftovers in? No, we should be filling.
No, you're good, man. You're good. It's good to ask. You should ask. How are you getting information on this shit?
Filling every square inch of that thing with $12 Coke cans that'll automatically charge your credit card even if you're just moving one out of the way. A YouTube outro that's just a few seconds of peaceful music and no call to action? You wish, bozo. Please go listen to the song I made with my friend Sam. I wrote the guitar for it and I think it's pretty good. Thanks for watching.
And that's it. All right. Yeah, man. It's okay to ask, man. I got no problem telling you. The truth is, like, we got so much messed up stuff in the last 25 years, it's not even funny. Like, it's just, you know, controversy after controversy after controversy. You know, and the truth is, like, we do kind of need a break from all that. Hopefully after Trump is out of office. But, yeah. Yeah, they do earn money on war. They earn money, and so do companies that support the war. You know, as long as that war even happens nowadays, it's just to make money. It's sad. Well, anyway, have yourself a good day, man. Thank you for joining. Hope you had a great time. And for everyone else, I'll see you all 3 a.m. tomorrow. Y'all have a good night.